Hola, my name is Brenda Ortiz Hurtado, and I will be presenting about the San Andreas Regional Center, a center that works to serve people with developmental disabilities. A little background about San Andreas Regional Center. Their mission statement is People First through Service, Advocacy, Respect, and Choice. A vision for leadership in service and advocacy for individuals with developmental disabilities. The reason why San Andreas Regional Center was created was to make sure that people with developmental disabilities were receiving the services that they are entitled to by the Lanterman Developmental Disabilities Act. And just so you know, there are a total of 21 regional centers located in the state of California, and we have three that are local, one in Watsonville, another one in Salinas, and the third one in San Jose. And the values of the San Andreas Regional Center are inclusion, empowerment, advocacy, and individual's choice. So, what is the population that the San Andreas Regional Center works with? It's basically any individual with a developmental disability. However, the San Andreas Regional Center does break it down into three different age groups. The first age group is the early start, so for people who are ages 0 through 3 years old. The second one is school age for people 3 years to 22. And the last one is adults, people who are 22 and to the end of life. And then, depending on what age group the individual is in, then that determines what services they can access. The first age group that we have is the early start. So, the purpose for the early start group is to provide early intervention. And San Andreas Regional Center, along with the family, they work together to create the individualized family service plan. This plan basically determines the individual's need, and then they can access the services for this age group. The services are speech, occupational, physical therapy, infant development programs, and or behavior modification. The second age group that we have is the school age. After an individual turns 3 years old, they are assessed for special education. And if they qualify for special education, most likely they also qualify for services with the San Andreas Regional Center. The purpose for this age group is to fill in some of the gaps between what is provided by the schools, medical insurance, and other services that are available. The individual, the family, and San Andreas Regional Center, they work together to create an individual program plan. This program plan determines what services the individual needs, and the services that are offered for this age group are assistance accessing generic resources, advocacy and individual education plan meetings, respite, daycare, residential placement, behavior modification, adaptive skills training, and participation in Medicaid waiver. The third age group that we have is the adult unit. Um, so the purpose for this unit is inclusion, self-determination, and independence. The same thing with the school age group. The individual, the family, and San Andreas, they work together to create the individual program plan, and this one determines what services the individual needs. The services provided for this age group are assistance accessing community resources or entitlements such as Social Security income, day programs, supported employment, independent living services, supported living services, residential care home placement, behavior modification, adaptive skills training, and competency training. Basically, in a nutshell, San Andreas Regional Center provides service coordination for the individuals, and they do this through by hiring agencies, and they call them vendors. For instance, if an individual needs services for supported employment, San Andreas Regional Center hires an agency such as Monarch, which is located in Santa Cruz, and this agency helps the individual um, have employment. The referral process is really easy. Basically, anyone can refer a person to see if they qualify, or the person themselves they can self-refer. And they have to go through the intake process, and in order to qualify, they have to meet one or more of the five categories, which are intellectual disability, cerebral palsy, epilepsy, autism, or another condition that is related to developmental disability. There is no cost to apply, however, sometimes the individual has to pay a small fee to receive services, but it's usually free. It's paid by the Social Security income. Lastly, I have the information for the three local San Andreas Regional Centers. You will find the address, telephone, and fax for the office in San Jose, Watsonville, and Salinas, and also the website, sanandreasregionalcenter.org. And I do want to bring to your attention that even though the focus for this assignment was to find resources for students with developmental disabilities, I thought it would be useful to provide you with information about the San Andreas Regional Center because not only do they provide services for students with developmental disabilities, but they provide services for people who are not in school yet and also for people who don't go to school anymore because this population needs services before they go to school and after they go to school. So the San Andreas Regional Center is just a good resource to have overall. Thank you.